When Jamie Dimon, the influential CEO of JP Morgan Chase, speaks, the world listens. His words don't just echo through Wall Street, they ripple across continents, affecting investors, policymakers, and everyday people alike. As the leader of America's largest bank, Dimon's insights are often seen as a barometer for the global economy. This week, Dimon issued a stark warning: escalating conflicts in the Middle East could ignite a major global economic crisis. His statement quickly made headlines, sparking concern and debate among financial experts and government officials worldwide. He specifically highlighted the risk of a wider war involving Iran, a scenario that could disrupt the systems we depend on every day. From the fuel that powers our cars to the groceries that fill our shelves, the ripple effects could be felt in every corner of the globe. Dimon's warning isn't just idle speculation. As the head of a financial giant with access to vast real-time data and a truly global perspective, he's uniquely positioned to spot risks that others might miss. His words carry weight because they're grounded in hard evidence and deep experience. He believes that markets are dangerously underestimating the risks, especially the potential for chaos if a major oil producer is drawn into conflict. The consequences could be swift and severe, sending shockwaves through financial markets and supply chains. A direct conflict could disrupt the global energy supply chain, impacting everyone from high-powered traders on Wall Street to families in small towns trying to make ends meet. Rising energy prices could lead to higher costs for transportation, food, and basic goods, straining household budgets everywhere. The world economy is more interconnected than ever before. A disruption in one region, especially one as critical as the Middle East, can quickly cascade, causing economic turmoil far beyond the conflict zone. What happens thousands of miles away can affect jobs, savings, and daily life around the world. Dimon's message is clear: be prepared. The risks are real, and ignoring them could prove costly. He urges businesses, governments, and individuals to take these warnings seriously and to plan for uncertainty. He's not trying to create panic or fear, but rather to encourage a realistic sense of awareness and readiness. By facing these risks head-on, we can better protect ourselves and our economies from sudden shocks. The stability we often take for granted is, in reality, fragile. A single dramatic event, like a sudden escalation in the Middle East, could upend global trade and finance, leading to consequences that reach every corner of society. The Middle East, Dimon warns, could be the stage for such an event. In a world as connected as ours, it's a reminder that vigilance and preparation are more important than ever. To grasp the weight of Dimon's warning, you need to know who he is. Jamie Dimon is the chairman and CEO of JP Morgan Chase, the largest U.S. bank. He steered the bank through crises like 2008, earning a reputation for sharp, data-driven analysis. Dimon's insights move markets because he sees the economy in real time. JP Morgan processes millions of transactions daily. He's advised presidents and world leaders, and his annual letter is required reading for investors and policymakers. During the 2008 crisis, his risk management kept JP Morgan stable while others faltered. When Dimon warns of a potential market crash triggered by Middle East chaos, it's not just another headline, it's a signal from the heart of global finance. He's not known for exaggeration, but for sober, credible warnings. Ignore his message at your own risk. At the center of Dimon's concern is the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway with global impact. This slender channel, just 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, may seem insignificant on a map, but its importance cannot be overstated. It serves as a lifeline for the world's energy supply, connecting the oil-rich Persian Gulf to the open seas. About a fifth of the world's oil passes through this strait daily, making it a critical energy choke point. Every day, massive oil tankers, some the length of skyscrapers, navigate these waters carrying crude oil and liquefied natural gas to markets across the globe. The sheer volume of energy resources funneled through this narrow passage is staggering. If blocked, even briefly, the world's energy flow would be severely disrupted. Shipping would grind to a halt, and countries dependent on these supplies would face immediate shortages. The ripple effects would be felt within days, if not hours, as supply chains falter and reserves dwindle. Iran borders the strait and has threatened to close it during high tensions. The country's strategic position gives it significant leverage, and its military presence in the region is a constant reminder of the potential for conflict. Such a move would halt millions of barrels of oil per day, with no quick alternatives. Other routes are either too costly, too slow, or simply lack the capacity to make up the difference. The world would be left scrambling for solutions. The result? A global energy panic and a dramatic spike in oil prices. Markets would react instantly, with prices soaring to record highs. The uncertainty would send shockwaves through financial systems everywhere. This isn't just a problem for traders, everyone would feel it at the gas pump and in higher prices everywhere. Everyday goods, from groceries to electronics, would become more expensive as transportation and production costs rise. The global economy relies on the free flow of energy, and the Strait of Hormuz is a vital artery. Disruptions here would threaten not just oil supplies, but the stability of industries and economies worldwide. A conflict here would be like throwing a wrench into the world's economic engine. The gears of commerce and industry would seize up, leading to job losses, inflation, and widespread uncertainty. The resulting oil shock would trigger a worldwide crisis, not just a regional one. Governments would scramble to respond, and the effects would be felt from Wall Street to small towns everywhere. The stability of this narrow waterway is tied to the economic stability of us all. In a world so interconnected, the fate of millions can hinge on what happens in just a few miles of water. An oil shock doesn't just raise gas prices, it sets off a chain reaction across the entire economy, touching nearly every aspect of our daily lives. Higher fuel costs mean higher shipping costs for everything you buy, from the food on your table to the clothes you wear. Almost every product relies on transportation powered by oil. Companies, facing these increased expenses, often have no choice but to pass them on to consumers. This drives up prices on nearly everything, fueling inflation, and making everyday purchases more expensive. Food is hit especially hard. The journey from farm to fork is energy intensive, and when oil prices surge, so does the cost of every step along the way. Modern farming relies heavily on diesel-powered machinery and fertilizers, both of which are closely tied to global energy prices. When those prices rise, so do the costs of planting, growing, and harvesting crops. When oil and gas prices spike, the costs of growing and transporting food skyrocket, making it more expensive to get fresh produce and staples to your local store. The result? Higher prices for essentials like bread, milk, meat, and vegetables. Even basic groceries become harder to afford for many families. Families are forced to spend more on essentials, leaving less for everything else, whether it's saving for the future, paying for healthcare, or enjoying small luxuries. As people tighten their budgets, consumer spending drops. This hurts businesses, especially small ones, and can lead to layoffs or even closures, rippling through communities. This is the downward spiral Diamond warns about. Conflict leads to an oil crisis, which triggers inflation, squeezes household budgets, and slows the entire economy. Each step amplifies the next, threatening jobs and financial security worldwide. The effects can be long-lasting, making recovery slow and difficult. A distant geopolitical event can quickly become a local economic crisis, showing just how interconnected our world has become. That's why these risks matter to everyone. No matter where you live or what you do, the ripple effects of an oil shock can reach your dinner table and beyond. For central banks, an oil shock creates a nightmare scenario. Normally, they lower interest rates to fight recession or raise them to fight inflation, but an oil shock causes both soaring inflation and a slowing economy, stagflation. If they raise rates to fight inflation, they risk deepening the recession. If they lower rates to boost growth, they risk making inflation worse. It's a policy trap with no easy solution. Central bankers would be forced to choose between runaway prices or a painful downturn. Diamond's warning highlights that a Middle East conflict isn't just a market event, it's a policy crisis. The usual economic playbook won't work, and any choice will cause pain for millions. That's what makes a new oil shock so frightening for the global economy. What does this mean for you? The impact is personal and direct. A global crisis would likely trigger a stock market sell-off, shrinking retirement accounts and savings. Job security would be threatened as businesses cut costs and lay off workers. Industries tied to consumer spending, retail, hospitality, manufacturing would be hit hardest. High inflation erodes the value of your savings, making it harder to afford everyday necessities. Retirees and those on fixed incomes would feel the pinch most. Saving for goals, like a home or education, becomes tougher as prices rise. Diamond's point: global finance isn't abstract. It affects your wallet, your job, your future. A conflict in the Strait of Hormuz can set off a chain reaction that reaches your doorstep. Understanding these risks is essential for anyone who wants to protect their financial future.